What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shakes MT coming, guys, with a video right now. So I want to go over the trade deadline. Is there a fire sale coming to the Philadelphia Eagles? Are the Eagles going to start pulling the trigger on some trades? Are Eagles going to be big sellers by the trade deadline? I have no idea. Eagles have the Raiders, the Lions. I mean, there's only a few more weeks to the trade deadline. After week 9, it's over. So you have till week 9 to make trades. And are the Eagles sellers or buyers? I think they're more sellers. Could they actually trade a couple people? Maybe one player. Who knows? The Eagles already traded Zach Ertz, got a 5th-round pick, and a cornerback from the Arizona Cardinals. So, there's other things that could happen here. So now that Zach Ertz is off the tables, I just want to go over some players that would probably make sense for the trade deadline. Okay, before I go over this, don't say, oh, why would you trade him, Joe? Blah, 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 and start, pointing the finger at me, acting like I don't know. This is all speculation. This is just who I think maybe could be on the table, might not, and just throwing names out there just to have a little bit of fun with it. I think that's what we're coming into. So, first on my list is probably the worst one of them all. Yeah. Don't really got to say his name. It's Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett has been nothing but nothing, okay, since 2017. Pretty much since his rookie year, he hasn't done anything. Causing penalties. Always getting himself into trouble. He's a big reactor on the field. He doesn't think before he does anything, okay? He has no brain. Obviously, you just see his face right there. He always has an issue. He always has a problem, okay? That's the biggest problem I have with him. He just has, and really in all seriousness, guys, he hasn't really done much of anything. I don't say any more about him anymore. I really don't, because you know what? At the end of the day, Derek Barnett has not lived up to be that first-round pick that we've needed. Not a sack this year. It's had some pressures here and there. He's gotten some pressures here and there this year, but you know what? As of right now, to re-sign him, Josh Sweat is already signed to a 3-year extension, so at this point, we all know that Derek Barnett is walking, but why not try to see if you can get some type of draft pick for him? I don't care if it's even like a 5th-round pick at this point, maybe another 5th-round pick if we can get another one. So the Eagles should try to get some draft compensation, obviously, depending on what we do with our coaching staff, depending on what we do with Howie Roseman, what's going on with him, is he getting an extension? There's a lot of stuff that goes into one motion here. So Derek Barnett is definitely number 1 on my list. Number 2, that's definitely a possibility, not just only the trade deadline, but after the season, it's Fletcher Cox. Okay, since last year, for the past couple seasons, Fletcher Cox has done absolutely nothing. Okay, last year, obviously, I think he was coming off a foot injury not this offseason, but last offseason, whatever came to the season injured. I think it was last year, something like that. 6.5 sacks. A lot of those were in garbage time, but really hasn't been much of anything in 2021. 1 sack, this year so far, maybe a couple tackles. I mean, there's really nothing. There's nothing. When Javon Hargrave gets doubled, Fletcher Cox got single blocked. And don't tell me the double, he gets doubled. Aaron Donald does the same thing, and he's leading the whole league in sacks right now, I think, as we speak. Okay, Fletcher Cox is taking up a lot of money right now. Highest paid player on the team right now and not doing much of anything. Okay, cannot even take single blocks. Took a lot of single blocks against Tampa Bay, Carolina, you name it. He's took a lot of single blocks and cannot get off of them. Okay, been taken out of the play very easily. And not because I don't like Fletcher Cox as a person, but this is a business, and obviously the Philadelphia Eagles need to upgrade at this position. It seems like Milton Williams hasn't really produced. Teron Jackson hasn't produced. Really, none of any of the defensive linemen that we drafted this year have really done much of anything behind this. Javon Hargrave has been the best defensive tackle. Okay, when we signed Javon Hargrave, I figured that maybe the Eagles were going to move on from him. I don't know. But Fletcher Cox right now has been really nothing to me. And you could, he'll have some value after this year. He's on the wrong side of 30 right now, and you never know what's going to happen. He's making a lot of money, so got to get some money off the books. Maybe take a dead cap hit, whatever it's going to be. I don't even know, because I know they restructured him for $11 million, so I really don't know how they freed up a lot of money on a restructure. They did 2 restructures. They did one at the end of last season for about $5 million, and I think they freed up like $11 million, something like that, not even a few weeks ago. So definitely, that's number 2 on my list. Not just for the trade deadline, but for the end of the season. If they can't get something done, the trade deadline is a very short window. It's not a short window, but when it's last second before week 9 hits, teams might change their mind on some players, and they might want to, it's fleece season pretty much. By the trade deadline, the last game before week 9, it's mostly fleece season where you try to get as much out of teams for players. So Fletcher Cox is definitely another one on the list as of right now. Okay, the next one I'm not really a big fan of, but it's just a name to throw in there. It's Lane Johnson. I don't know. This might not be a trade deadline thing. It might be. It might not be. It might be something down the road. Who knows? I don't know at this point. But Lane Johnson has been, I don't know what's going on with him. Something personal, we have no news on it. Obviously, if it was something to do with drugs, PEDs, or something like that he's been in trouble for, before, we probably would have known about it if it was football related, not personal related. So I don't think this would happen by the trade deadline. It's just a name to throw in there for fun, just to see what you guys think, what you guys would say about it. I don't know if anything would happen. So I really don't know. That's just another name that I just kind of, threw out there at this point. And I forgot the last one. It just stuck to my mind right now that I can't put up on screen. But Brandon Brooks is definitely another one. And I don't think I put him on here because he's still injured right now. So I don't know if he's still going to be injured or cleared by week 9. So I'm not really sure if that's the case. But Brandon Brooks getting paid a lot of money right now. I know we restructured him, Brooks and Barnett, for forgot how much we restructured them earlier this year. But Brandon Brooks, 2 Achilles injuries in 2 seasons. He had a hamstring injury not even 2 days of training camp. The first week of the Falcons game, he had a pectoral. It just doesn't stop with Brandon Brooks with injuries. It just doesn't. I think that's more of a, obviously after the, I didn't put it up because I don't think he's going to be cleared by week 9 from his injury. You can't trade players by the trade deadline when they're injured or on IR, so you cannot do that. But definitely, another guy, and honestly, I like Nick Herbig a lot, and I'm really starting to like Eric Dickerson playing guard. I don't know why. I really do like it though. I don't like Mulata playing at right guard or right tackle. Moving Driscoll around, whatever they're doing. They're cross training a lot of guys. I like Herbig, and I like Eric Dickerson a lot. I really do, playing guard. Obviously, depending on Jason Kelsey retires, if he's going to move. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but is there depth to this offensive line? Not really. I think if you had Brandon Brooks, I think you have more depth, obviously. But at the same time, I think you need to draft another guard next year. So there's a lot of different things the Eagles could do here. But Brandon Brooks, I don't think we need him. I think we can go on without him. That's just me. You could put Herbig there. You could put Eric Dickerson there. And maybe if they want to sign a center, a mid-tier center next year, they could do that. There's a lot of different things they could do with this line. That's why Brandon Brooks is not on this list, like I said before. Still on IR, still not cleared. Not sure if he's going to be cleared by week 9, so definitely something else. I think the most important, the last one I want to talk about is obviously Miles Sanders. Okay, Miles Sanders, we all know the story this year, and last year, not running the ball enough last year. Is the front office involved with the play calling, whatever it is? Miles Sanders is getting frustrated. You thought last year was bad. It was this Tampa Bay game we just had. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers game on Thursday night. Miles Sanders literally had 1 carry for 1 yard in the first half. No head coach would not get fired. This is impossible to do to a running back that has so much energy, and just unleash Miles Sanders for 15 to 20 carries at least. If you hit him at 15, I'll feel a lot better. But they haven't used him totally, and he's getting frustrated every single week. I've seen the videos of him on the sidelines talking to Gainwell. When Jalen Hurts talks to him, he has his head turned the other way. The signs are there, guys, that it's not looking good right now. Would he ask for a trade by the trade deadline? Maybe it's more of a next year type of thing. Maybe he won't do it because he doesn't want to bail on his team during the season. Some players are just like that, but it's up to really, if the Eagles say, you know what, we could put him on the block and see what we can get, okay? And obviously you'll get some good compensation for him. But if they ever get rid of Miles Sanders, I'll be more than pissed off beyond. Not even funny. I don't even know what to do at this point. Miles Sanders might ask for a trade after this year, and I hope it doesn't happen. I really hope it does not. So this is more of a trade deadline thing and after the season type thing going into 2022. It would be a real shame to lose him, and I don't want Kenneth Gainwell to be the reason why. They did the same thing with Derek Barnett. What happened was Vinny Curry was getting paid a lot of money for defensive end. They ended up releasing him. They obviously got some money in return. They got some cap space back. Then they drafted Derek Barnett in 2017, and then they brought Vinny Curry back on a cheap deal. So I don't want Kenneth Gainwell to be the reason. So there's two reasons here. It's either they drafted Kenneth Gainwell because they know they're not going to pay Miles Sanders, or they drafted Kenneth Gainwell to be that number 2 piece for Miles Sanders, the 1-2 punch in the backfield, which I do love. We just don't have the right coaches to put them in the right position to win football games right now, to use these players to their strengths. That's the problem that we have as of right now. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about my list here. I mean, I'm just throwing names out there. Some you might agree, some you might not agree, some you hope that does not happen. Some of these are realistically for trade deadline. Some of these are realistically for after the season, so you never know what could happen here. So really, other than that, guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the list, and just maybe if there's other players you're thinking about. You never know what we can get. So more draft compensation, and hopefully Howie Roseman doesn't have the chance to get his hands on all these picks that we might have. I mean, the Eagles could practically have 2 top 10 picks next year, guys. It could happen. Miami's pick and our pick are probably going to be top 10. They might be. It's getting there. It's close. The Colts, I don't know. We have to see how, it moves up, down a little bit, a few more games, till we hit 13 games and see where Carson Wentz is at. If he's still playing, you get the first-round pick. You have 3 first-round picks. So don't know what's going to happen there. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Shakes going up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.